Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to get another teaching up in Micah. This is actually going to be Micah 4. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my page and give me thumbs up and some comments and maybe share it with some friends. I would appreciate that so much. Thank you. And so let's get started here with Micah chapter 4. Micah chapter 4. And we're going to take a look at really what it says. It says, this is entitled The Mountain of the Lord. And of course, if you look at the picture, it's a picture of Zion. Okay, and so forth. And that's what the mountain of the Lord is talking about. Starting in Micah chapter 4, verse 1, it says, in the last days, the mountain of the Lord's house will be established at the top of the mountains and will be raised above the hills. People will stream to it. And many nations will come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. He will teach us about his ways so we may walk in his path for instruction and go out of Zion and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Okay. He will settle disputes among many people and provide arbitration for strong nations that are far away. They will beat their swords into plows and their spears into pruning knives. Nation will not take up the sword against nation, and they will never again train for war. But each man will sit under a grapevine, under his fig tree, with no one to frighten him, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts has promised this. Though all the peoples each walk in the name of their gods, we will walk in the name of Yahweh, our God, forever and ever. Okay, the next section is the Lord shall rescue Zion. Starting in Micah 4:6, it says, on that day, this is the Lord's declaration, I will assemble the lame and gather the scattered, those I have injured. I will make the lame into a remnant, those far removed into a strong nation. And the Lord will rule over them in Mount Zion from his time on and forever. And you, watchtower for the flock, fortified hill of daughter Zion, the former rule will come to you. Sovereignty will come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Now, why are you shouting loudly? Is there no king with you? Has your counselor perished so that anguish grips you like a woman in labor? Uh, Wreath with and cry out, daughter Zion, like a woman in labor. For now, you will leave the city and camp in the open fields, and you will go to Babylon. There you will be rescued. There the Lord will redeem you from the power of your enemies. Many nations have now assembled against you. They say, let us be let her be defiled, and let us feast our eyes on Zion. But they do not know the Lord's intentions or understand his plan, that he has gathered them like sheaves in the threshing floor. Rise and thrash, daughter Zion, for I will make your horns iron and your hooves bronze, so that you can crash many peoples. Then you will be set apart, their plunder to the Lord for destruction, their wealth to the Lord for all of the earth. Okay, lots there, good promises, and we've heard it before, and we're actually seeing in Malachi study where it was being taken care of, and it was and uh, Malachi actually was prophesying about something that took place and so forth. And I'll put those teachings up on this after I get through here, after I get through with Micah. Micah 4, 1 through 13 presents a vision of future hope and restoration for Israel, contrasting the immediate judgment described in previous chapters with the ultimate glory of God's kingdom. The chapter is generally divided into two sections. The universal sign of peace, verses 1 through 7, and the restoration of victory of Zion, verses 8 through 13. The section nearly identical to Isaiah chapter 2, verses 2 through 4, depicts a time in the last days when Jerusalem will become the spiritual center of the world. Exaltation of Zion, the mountain of the house of the Lord will be established as the highest of the mountains, signifying its supreme moral and spiritual authority. Universal pilgrimage. Nations will stream to Jerusalem, not by force, but voluntarily, to hear God's ways. The abolition of war. God will settle international disputes, leading nations to beat their swords into plowshares and spears into pruning hooks. War academies will close, and universal peace will prevail. Individual security. Every person will sit under his vine and under his fig tree, representing a state of absolute safety and prosperity. God promises to assemble the lame, the outcast, and those that he has afflicted, the exalted people of Israel. He will transform this weak remnant into a strong nation over which he will reign forever on Mount Zion. Micah shifts focus to the immediate future and the restoration of royal authority. The former dominion, royal sovereignty, the former dominion will return to the watchtower of the flock in Jerusalem. Pain and exile. Before this glory, Zion must experience labor pains. Micah specifically predicts that people will go to Babylon. This was a remarkable prophecy, as Assyria and not Babylon was the dominant power during Micah's time. Divine rescue. Even in Babylon, God promises to rescue and redeem his people from their enemies. The chapter concludes with a vision of many nations gathering to profane Zion, unaware of God's hidden plan, and the threshing floor. God gathers these hostile nations like sheaves to a threshing floor. Zion's strength. God commands Zion to arise and thrash, giving her horns of iron and hooves of bronze to crush her enemies. Consecration of wealth, the gain and substance of these defeated nations are to be consecrated to the Lord and the Lord of the whole earth, rather than used for self enrichment. What an amazing, amazing chapter as we go through this. I hope that you're blessed. I hope that you go back and take a look at this, and please share your comments and so forth. We will talk to you later